5 storm alert. Trees on homes, cars, power lines, and apartments in metro Atlanta.
Yeah, the storm was isolated, but it was a strong one. And tonight, residents in Dunwoody are still in shock after this powerful thunderstorm exploded right over their community.
We have live team coverage with crews spread out across the county. Fox 5's George Franco is live on Sharon Valley Court.
Jacqueline Schultz is covering the serious damage to homes in the area, and Fox 5's Nicole Estefan is talking to crews about the cleanup.
Well, let's begin tonight with George Franco.
Well, Sine and Russ, oftentimes when we do these stories about trees on homes, the trees look pretty small and they turn out to be pretty big. Not so in this case. These trees look pretty big because they're massive, and they crushed this home here in Dunwoody. We're told several trees fell on this house while a mother and a young daughter were inside. The homeowner told me 3 trees fell on his house on Dunkerron Circle. He also said his wife and young daughter were in the kitchen when the giant timbers fell. Understandably, the shaken residents here didn't want to go on camera. A neighbor told us the mother and child were pulled to safety by another neighbor.
It was the mother and the child, and they had to go in the window and rescue them because the foundation's been affected and it's bad.
A few blocks away on Tilly Mill Road, viewer video shows neighbors banding together to clear the road of a fallen tree. Dunwoody police tell us this was one spot of several where trees blocked roads and held up traffic. Here and at the other locations, people with chainsaws and muscle power came together for everyone's benefit.
That was great, actually. He started off with about 1 or 2 people, then everyone else started showing up, and we just got out the cars to helping. It was real nice.
To clear the road.
Yeah.
A few blocks away on Sharon Valley Road, we found another tree on a house. The homeowner says he was inside alone when the tree fell. It pierced through the wall into the living room area by the kitchen. Were you close to it, or?
About 10 feet away, 12 feet away.
And you thought what when that happened?
Not much to think. It's pretty incredible.
Pretty incredible for the families caught off guard by the sudden downpour and accompanying winds, which damaged property but spared lives.
I'm just glad that they're out safe. That's my main concern.
And according to the Dunwoody Police Department, that was also their main concern. No one was injured, they tell us, in these series of trees down on houses, down power lines, and roads that were blocked. Of the houses that we saw tonight, this house and the other one in our story, the last house in the story, appeared to be repairable. Unclear about this house. It really has been crushed by these trio of big trees. We're also told there is power outages all over this area right now. Georgia Power says about 3,800 customers are without electricity in the Dunwoody area. We'll continue to follow the story and bring you any updates. All new on Fox 5 News Edge at 11. But for now, in Dunwoody, I'm George Franco, Fox 5 News.
All right, George, thanks. It's going to be tough for a lot of Dunwoody families tonight. Seems like the one you just saw litter northern DeKalb County.
Well, Fox 5's Jacqueline Schultz picks up our Fox 5 storm team coverage now. And Jacqueline, you found a large tree that slammed into a home.
Yeah, there's a lot of debris and trees on homes everywhere in Dunwoody, but this is definitely one of the worst I've seen driving around all evening. This is just a 60-foot tree. Take a look at the bottom. It is completely uprooted. You can see all the roots at the bottom, and all the way up, the tree just collapsed into the sunroom. Now, if you take a look at this video, you can see inside the sunroom, it's pretty much destroyed. Fortunately, nobody was in the sunroom at the time. The tree also nicked part of the garage, too. Now, the family that lives here tell me it was sunny right before the storm came. Then they heard the wind rattling the windows, decided just to be safe to back away into another part of the house. Then all of a sudden the tree fell and water was coming in everywhere. It was pouring into the house. But the family tells me this whole ordeal lasted less than a minute.
And it flooded like the Noah's Ark for probably about 20 minutes. But it was, I kind of timed it, and it was probably less than 25 seconds.
Now, if you take a look at this video, we were able to capture it while driving. There is just miles and miles of debris all over the city of Dunwoody. Some people had a lot of trees down in their yards. Some people just had branches. Other people just had a lot of leaves around. But again, this is just driving miles and miles through the city of Dunwoody, and there are so many streets that have been closed all evening here. Now, coming back live, you can see that fortunately there is power to this house, and the family that it lives here says they're going to stay here and stay the night. But coming up at 11, we're going to tell you how this was such a close call and could have put the family in danger, but how they were able to get somewhere safe in their home right in the nick of time. Reporting live in Dunwoody tonight, Jacqueline Schultz, Fox 5 News.
Yeah, those are some very big trees there. Jacqueline, thanks. Now that the fear has worn off, the reality of the situation is setting in for a lot of those residents.
Yeah, where to begin with all the pieces? Fox 5's Nicole Estefan is live in DeKalb, where residents are surveying the damage as crews are working hard to restore power. Nicole.
Well, that's right. We've been canvassing the area in our Fox 5 storm chaser all evening. And the one thing everyone's telling us is that the storm came out of nowhere. It was sunny 1 minute, and then a blink of an eye, there was hail, there was rain and strong winds. And this is what it left behind. I'm going to pan off here. We are here on Sumac Drive in Dunwoody. And this is just one of dozens and dozens of trees that are still laying on power lines. The reason being the crews are so busy. I'm going to show you some video of that cleanup process that we shot a short time ago. You can see they are very busy. It just seems every neighborhood here has at least one tree down. In fact, I know you're all familiar with that smell after a strong hail or strong winds, that pine smell, because you know those trees have come down, and a lot of wires taken down. There's dozens and dozens of traffic lights also out. We've seen a lot of police officers directing traffic, but they are asking folks to treat those lights as four-way stop signs and just be considerate of others and be careful out there on the roadways while they're trying to get to all of this damage and get it cleaned up. But we talked to a lot of folks about how quickly this storm came in. Listen to what they have to say.
We were sitting in the house, and then all of a sudden you just heard a boom, and rain just started coming down. You heard hail coming against the window. It was really weird because I hadn't seen anything like that in Georgia in a long time. And then all of a sudden the lights started flickering, everything went out.
Well, I was scared because I was driving to my friend's house, and stuff was blowing everywhere, and I saw the tree down, and I got afraid that I was going to have a tree on top of my car, actually. So I just, went as fast as I could, but I couldn't hardly see.
Yeah, and that really was the fear. In fact, I did speak with some folks on a MARTA bus. They were kind of trapped between two down trees. They were having a good time with it, joking around, but they did say, they feel safe and they feel lucky that those trees hadn't fallen on the bus there. I know George had mentioned earlier, but we did too. We also spoke with Georgia Power. They say about 3,500 customers still without power this evening. They don't have a timetable just yet as to when everyone will be restored. We're live in Dunwoody. Nicole Estefan, Fox 5 News.
All right, it could be a long night for some of those customers. Thanks, Nicole. Well, Dunwoody, not the only community slammed by the severe weather. Take a look at this photo. This was sent to us by Fox 5 viewer Judy J. in Peachtree Corners. You can see where a tree crashed right through a home on Clear Lake Court. The giant hole is left in the ceiling and the insulation piled up on the floor.